Hello, this is Shauna with Living Stones Coaching, and it's good to be here today and share with you a few things that I've been thinking about as I work with clients, and I share this a lot, but it's a really, I think it's a really helpful reminder for us. As we think about our mind, our body, and our soul, right? We think about the parts of us that can integrate together and provide us with healing and provide us with growth. Yet we all lead with one area. So whether it's your heart you lead with, or your mind you lead with, or your soul, or I'm going to say intuition and kind of that gut feeling that you lead with, what I want to share is something that a lot of my clients are familiar with. I usually do this in one of our initial sessions. Sometimes it gets missed, but I try to cover it so it gives me a really good perspective of where somebody is. And so if you've heard me share this before, thanks for your patience, and hopefully you will hear something different today. So I have a rubber band here. Okay, let's see if I can do it where you can see the whole rubber band. All right, so I have a triangle that I've created with this rubber band. And when I think about this, what I think about is the three, like if this is our whole self, this is our whole being, we can't separate this. We don't want to snap this rubber band if this is our whole being. And what I want to say is that I think it's really important that we try to keep it as balanced as possible. It's not always going to be balanced. Our mind, our body, and our soul, and our heart, they're not always going to be balanced and integrated perfectly. But one of the questions I usually ask is, okay, so if the top part of the rubber band, if this point up here was your head or your thoughts, if this part was your heart or your feelings, if this part was your gut, your body, and your kind of intuition, which one do you lead with? Which do you lead with? Do you lead with your head? Do you lead with your heart? Do you lead with your body? Do you lead with kind of your intuition? And so that inner knowing could be that here too. And what I like to say, let's just use, for example, if someone says, I lead with my heart. I lead with my heart. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but I lead with my heart. So then I say, okay, so this is you, right? You might lead with your heart. It doesn't mean you don't have these other two parts of your being. You do. You're alive and you're thinking, and you do have an intuition, and maybe for you that's God. Maybe that's the spirit within you. But yet you lead with this. You say how the rubber band got really tight pretty quickly, and it also is pulling. What we don't want to have happen is this to pull so far that it snaps the rubber band. So we want to make sure that we stay in balance, so that we're using the other parts of ourselves to balance this, to stay whole and healthy. Maybe it's your head. I hear this a lot. I lead with my head. I'm up here, I'm spinning, my thoughts are going, and I say, how can we connect that to your body? So again, we don't want that top one ready to snap, do we? We want to bring it back down so that you can use the other two parts of yourself. Or maybe it's your intuition, that gut, that inner knowing, that place of, just that. It's not really words, it's not really feelings, it's sensations in your body maybe. Maybe they're leading so far that it becomes like this and these other parts get smaller. We want to use these other parts, don't we? So we want to keep it balanced, but just be mindful of where you lead from, because likely the other parts are a little out of balance and you can bring them in more. So that's a lot of the work I do, is to say, okay, if you're head heavy, I'll say head heavy, heart heavy, body heavy, then how do we incorporate all the other things to integrate everything so we're aligned? So we're actually making decisions from all parts, from our head, our heart, and our soul, our gut, our intuition, right? So thinking about it like that, I hope this is helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free. It's just a very simple process with the rubber band. We can do it on a piece of paper. I have my paper that I hold up sometimes for those visual learners. So there's the visual of the same concept. However, I hope this is helpful for you and here to support you however you need. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care.